What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my NFL picks for Week 3. I'm recording this less than 3 hours before the Thursday night game, and we've had a few news stories break today. One of them was Bryce Young will not be starting against the Seahawks, which that does not affect my pick at all. Um, and unfortunately, Trayvon Diggs tore his ACL in practice and he's out for the season for the Dallas Cowboys. Honestly, that is fucking frustrating, man. I really, I know this is like a cliche at this point, but I really thought the Cowboys had a legitimate shot at the Super Bowl this year. I know it's kind of a running joke now on the internet and amongst Cowboys fans, but legitimately, how the defense has looked this year, it really did look like an elite team, like finally. That just really sucks. So thoughts with Trayvon Diggs, also Chubb for the Browns. I wanted to try to avoid seeing the injury, but it came across my damn Facebook feed yesterday, and that shit was gnarly. If you haven't seen it, definitely avoid seeing it. Somebody put like a side by side picture of his injury in college and then the one on Thursday night. No, not on Monday night. I'm sorry. Do not look at that. If you haven't seen it, avoid that. It's gruesome, man. Like I hate that I had no idea it was coming. I hate people that just post shit like that. I don't want to see broken bones and stuff like that on my timeline. So I hate that it'll suggest, disgusting shit like that. Like I was disgusted, man. I was like, why are you posting this? Um, but yeah, shout out to Chubb. He was beasting before he got hurt. So, that really sucks, man. So shout out to all those players. Get well soon. As I always say, thank you for putting your bodies on the line for entertaining us. And I truly hate injuries. Like no matter what team it is, no matter what player, what sport, it sucks. So yeah, shout out to everyone that got injured. Unfortunately, get well soon. So to jump into the picks, I actually broke even last week. I'm back to 16-16 on the season with my picks from week 1 and 2. I did really well. I knew I was going to do well after the first week because I kind of got a better idea of what the teams were going to be, right? So there were a few that kind of shocked me. Like the Monday night game, I was surprised the Browns didn't pull away. Uh, let's see. There was another one that caught me off guard that I got wrong. The Seahawks. The Seahawks looked really good. The Lions, they didn't look bad, but I was kind of shocked the Seahawks pulled that win off. And another game that kind of shocked me was the Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are 2-0. Like that's pretty wild. Oh, and then one more to mention: the Titans beating the Chargers. The Chargers are probably like one of the best 0-2 teams ever. Like they just haven't had the the end go their way, but they're a really good team. I know they will get a win eventually. They're not bad at all. Like they're a pretty good team. So I don't know how they're not pulling these wins out. They could have easily be 2-0 right now. I will say that. So let me go ahead and jump into week 3. So of course the game in a few hours is the New York Giants at San Francisco 49ers. 1-1 versus 2-0. The 49ers have looked amazing. They're one of those top tier teams so far this year. 49ers, Cowboys, Dolphins, they've looked amazing this year. So I think the 49ers are going to run all over the Giants tonight. I do see the Giants putting up a fight, uh, but not as much as they would have if they had Saquon. Saquon, is going to be out a few weeks. But I'm not going to adjust my score. I think Daniel Jones is still going to scramble and make some stuff happen. 35-24 49ers over the Giants tonight. That's my first pick of the week. I think it's going to be an entertaining game. I'm actually looking forward to it. Um, but I have the 49ers putting up some decent amount of points. I know some Thursday night games are low scoring. Last week's wasn't, though. The Vikings and Eagles, that was That was pretty entertaining. Uh, so yeah, 49ers beating the Giants. The next one on my list, and it's next on this list, is the Tennessee Titans at Cleveland Browns. Both are 1-1. After the bounce back last week, I feel like the Titans are gonna pull it out. Um, like week one, I feel like they could have pulled that out. I think it was just the rust of the first game. I feel like if they played again, the Titans would beat the Saints. I will say that. So I'm going 24-17 Titans over the Browns. I feel like it's going to be a pretty decent game. Um, no Chubb. Don't get me wrong though. Ford looked pretty good. I picked him up for my fantasy team. I feel like it's still going to be a competitive game, but I feel like the Titans are either going to have a lead and then the Browns are going to try to come back, or they're going to pull off, take the lead in the third or fourth quarter. But yeah, I have the Titans winning this game 24-17. The next game on my list that I wrote down is the New England Patriots at New York Jets. So the Patriots, they're kind of surprising me this year. They've played pretty well so far the first two games. Even though they're 0-2, they've played pretty decently. The Jets, I still don't know what Zach Wilson's going to be, honestly. Like, he has so many weapons. And, Brees Hall kind of came out saying he didn't get the ball enough, which I agree with. Brees Hall, once he's like fully healthy and ready to go this season, he's going to put up some crazy numbers. So I do kind of understand why they're kind of easing him into the season. But no, after a few weeks and they actually let him loose, he's going to start killing it. But I do have the Patriots finally picking up their first win this season in New York. I know New York is a tough place to play, whether it's the Giants or the Jets. But no, I have the Patriots winning a close game. I think it's going to be close. It could be a blowout, but I feel like it's going to be close since the Jets are at home. 27-20 New England. Uh, we'll see. We'll see what Zach Wilson can do that game. So I kind of mentioned it at the rundown of the injuries, this matchup. And honestly, I feel like my pick is even more so true now. My Carolina Panthers at the Seattle Seahawks. 0-2 Panthers versus 1-1 Seahawks. So since Bryce Young's out and Andy Dalton is starting, I feel like it's just going to be even more of an easy win for the Seahawks. I already had a pretty big score wrote down because I just feel like Bryce Young in Seattle, that loud crowd, the 12th man, it was going to be too much for him. And then, so like Andy Dalton, I know he's a veteran, but he's not what he was in Cincinnati. And he hasn't been able to capture that since he left Cincinnati. So I have 38-10 for the Seahawks. As much as that like pains me to say that my team's going to get absolutely destroyed, I feel like it's going to happen, man. Like, we have some decent offensive weapons. Miles Sanders, Adam Thielen, Hayden Hurst, but they just haven't been able to utilize them. They didn't really start gaining yards until the throwaway, garbage time at the end of the fourth quarter. I mean, they had a slight chance to come back, but come on, like, who really gets an onside kick? That's like a 10% chance or less to recover that. So, yeah, Seahawks are going to win big. I'm probably not even going to waste my time watching it the first two quarters unless they're somehow in the game. I'm probably not even going to waste my time, unfortunately. I know that sounds like fake fan shit, but why do I want to watch my team get beat up? Honestly, so I'll wait to see how they play the first, quarter or so. The next one on my list is the Dallas Cowboys at Arizona Cardinals. So I think the Trayvon Diggs injury isn't going to really adjust my score, mainly because they still have Parsons and Van Der Esch and Gilmore. I still think the Cowboys defense is going to like absolutely destroy Josh Dobbs. I know he did do pretty well the first half last week, but no, I just think the Cowboys veteran defense is going to be too much. I think Maga Parsons is going to go off. He's going to go off this week, like he has been. He's been off to a hot start. I have it 42-10 for the Cowboys. I feel like the offense will actually do some stuff too. I could see maybe CD Lamb, uh, Tony Pollard, or maybe even Michael Gallup. One of them are going to have a really big play. I'd say 60 to 80 yards, passing play or running touchdown. Uh, yeah, it's going to be easy for the Cowboys. But I will say Cowboys do struggle at these kind of games where they should destroy the team. But so far this year, they've been doing what, they've been taking care of the business they're supposed to. So until they prove that like the old thing they do, right again, I'll go Cowboys in a blowout, 42-10. I feel like that home field advantage isn't going to really help the Cardinals at all. The next one on my list is the Indianapolis Colts at Baltimore Ravens. So the Colts are 1-1, and the Ravens are 2-0. This might be a semi-entertaining game. It's probably just going to be one of those games I watch the highlights of after, unless it's a really close game in the fourth quarter or something. I got it 34-24 for the Baltimore Ravens, mainly because they're playing at home. I know Anthony Richardson's looked pretty good this season, but I think he's potentially out. I think he might be hurt. But even if he wasn't hurt, I would still have the Ravens. They beat the Texans week 1, rookie quarterback. Kind of think the same thing. I feel like the loud, rowdy crowd of Baltimore is going to get to whoever plays quarterback. I think they said Minshew's going to play. I mean, either way, I have Baltimore winning 34-24. Like I said, I don't know if I said it. The running backs are going to do well. Lamar Jackson, of course, is going to scramble some. Zay Flowers has been playing pretty well already in his rookie year. I feel like Zay Flowers might have a touchdown or two also. So, yeah, Baltimore with a semi-easy win. Next one on my list, Denver Broncos at Miami Dolphins. 0-2 versus 2-0 Dolphins. So, really, the Broncos should be 1-1. I was genuinely surprised that they blew that game. I remember seeing the score, how like they were up 21-3 when I checked the ESPN scores, my app, and I was like, wow, the Broncos are winning. Maybe Russell Wilson's turned it around this year. But no, they choked it to the Washington Commanders. That's pretty crazy. I can't believe they actually beat the Broncos at home with a comeback win. But this one, I've had some high scores already on my list. 38 for the Seahawks, 42 for the Cowboys. I think this is the highest score I've predicted so far this season. 45-27 for the Miami Dolphins. I feel like it's going to be a shootout, or maybe the Broncos will score some garbage time, touchdowns after Dolphins already have this humongous lead. So they're just playing, prevent D, and they just, eat into the lead slowly, and it doesn't even really matter. Dolphin starters out of the game, something like that. But yeah, I have the Dolphins putting up a lot of points, especially at home. I just feel like Tua, Tyreek, Mostert, they're going to go off. It's just going to be utter destruction. I don't really know if the Broncos defense is good or not. Maybe somebody could comment that. I'm not sure. But I still have the Dolphins winning that. Going to 3-0. Like I said, they seem like one of the best teams so far this year. So I think that's just going to continue. Like Tyreek could be the MVP. I don't think it's happened before, or if it has, it's been like once. Tyreek Hill could be the MVP for sure. That man has a chance to have a monster season. So yeah. The next one on my list is the Buffalo Bills at Washington Commanders. I think this is going to be a surprisingly close game. I feel like this might be one of, if not the games of the week right here. as crazy as that sounds with the Commanders, right? I feel like Josh Allen's going to pull out a very close win, 27-24. Buffalo's going to go to 2-1, and Washington's going to fall down to 2-1. I feel like this hot start can't last forever for Washington. So yeah, I feel like it is going to be an entertaining game though. So yeah, I have Josh Allen winning a close one. The next one on my list is the Atlanta Falcons at Detroit Lions. Right here, the 2-0 Falcons and the 1-1 Lions. Two definitely surprising teams. Honestly, I feel like this game could go either way, but since they're at home, I'm going Detroit 35-27. The Falcons had the Panthers week 1. They beat the Seahawks also, which no, they beat the Packers, my bad. They beat the Packers. Uh I don't know. I don't know what to say. But yeah, I feel like the Lions could pull it out. They'll pull it out at home. Because I think if they go to 1-2, they can't really afford that. Honestly, in my opinion, they need to win this game. As crazy as that sounds, being week 3, I feel like the Lions need this win. The next one on my list is the New Orleans Saints at Green Bay Packers. So as I kind of mentioned, I feel like the Saints. I'm shocked that they're 2-0. I feel like the Titans should have beat them week 1. The Panthers, I don't know. I don't know about that one. But yeah, the Packers, I'm genuinely surprised how good Jordan Love has looked the first 2 weeks. Like, he doesn't look bad at all. I thought he was going to be possibly horrible, but he's looked pretty damn good. But yeah, going back home, I have Green Bay winning this 28-20. I feel like it's going to be a semi close game. Maybe one of those like punt fest for a little bit. Maybe, they'll both score their first drives and then, somebody will struggle to score after that for a while. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be a semi low scoring game. 28-20 Green Bay Packers going to 2-1 is my call. The next one on my list, the Houston Texans at Jacksonville Jaguars. So the Texans, I've said this a few times. The Texans surprised me. They don't look as bad as I thought they were going to look. They've played pretty decently for an 0-2 team. I think I said this exact same thing last week. Like, they don't look that bad. They don't look as bad as I thought they were going to be. But saying that, I do have the Jaguars winning 21-17. They just had like a slugfest with the Chiefs. I thought it was going to be a shootout, but it was actually a really low scoring game. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be the same thing. I could possibly see the Texans sneaking this win out also. But yeah, I have the Jags 21-17. Should be a semi decent game. Might be worth a little watch to see how they're playing. The next one, this was probably the hardest one to pick for me, to be honest. This was very hard. The LA Chargers at Minnesota Vikings. Both teams are 0-2, so one of them of course, getting in a tie, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think one of these teams will get the win. Man, it sucks because I do want to pick the Chargers, but the Vikings did almost beat the Eagles last week. The defending NFC champions. So I got to go Vikings. I feel like they're going to finally put it all together this week and get back on track. Justin Jefferson's going to have a crazy game. Maybe Cam Akers will even run for a touchdown or something. Maybe they'll give him like a goal line carry. Cam Akers will score a touchdown with his first game with the Vikings. But I feel like this is going to be Again, one of the most entertaining games. I feel like this is going to be a shootout. This is going to be what the Chiefs and Jaguars should have been last week. I have it 42-37 Vikings. Like I said, it was very hard to choose this game. I could easily see the Chargers pulling it out also. It's going to be a high-speed clash, high-scoring clash. But I have the Vikings winning, mainly because they're at home, to be honest. I feel like that gives them the slight edge for this game. Okay, so I just said I picked the highest score so far this season. That's about to be corrected in this next pick. The Chicago Bears at the Kansas City Chiefs. The 0-2 Bears Bears at 1-1 Chiefs. So there's a new top score pick for me. 49-10 for the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like it's just going to be all systems go all day for the Chiefs. Isaiah Pacheco, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, maybe even fucking Kadarius Toney might get a touchdown in this game. I feel like the Chiefs are just going to go. Oh, Sky Moore too. Sky Moore might get a touchdown also. I feel like it's just going to be utter destruction. Like the Bears have not lived up to the hype that I was imagining for them. I thought Justin Fields was going to have his shit together. I thought DJ Moore was going to be like a really good weapon for him. They have Claypool also. So I thought, oh, this offense is going to be pretty exciting, pretty high scoring. Yeah, no, it hasn't been any of those things. I'm genuinely shocked how shitty they're playing. But watch I pick this crazy ass score and the Bears end up winning. Like that's how crazy the NFL is. Any given Sunday. But my heart says 49-10 for the Chiefs. I don't, especially at home. They lost their home opener. You got to go back with a vengeance, especially with the team that's like dysfunctional right now. You have to push their shit in. You have to fuck them up. So I feel like the Chiefs are gonna win big, like really big. It could be more than 49, but I have been wrong, so we shall see. The Sunday night football game, the Pittsburgh Steelers at Las Vegas Raiders. I think this is going to be a very entertaining game. Just like the Browns game. That Browns and Steelers game, I was enjoying the hell out of myself that game. Like that was a really good like slugfest, physical, slobber knocker type of a game. They were hitting the fuck out of each other. Shout out to both teams, man. I didn't want it to end. I remember looking up and seeing it was the third quarter. I was like, damn, hey, more physical football. I'm down with it. Like that was some early 2000s, like just beating the fuck out of each other type of game. I was surprised the Steelers pulled that out. I think like the Chubb injury just kind of took the wind out of the Browns' sails. But no, I have the Raiders winning this game 31-30. It's gonna be. I feel like this is gonna be a physical game as well. It's gonna be entertaining. I forgot the first 2 weeks I did picks that Jimmy Garoppolo was the Raiders quarterback. Not anymore. But yeah, no, I feel like this is gonna be an entertaining game. I actually do. I actually don't really watch these two teams like in years past. If this was on a Sunday night football game, I'm like, I'll skip it tonight. Like, I don't really care. But since it's early in the season and anything can happen, I'm actually intrigued by this matchup. I have Pickens, the wide receiver for the Steelers, on my team. He did pretty good last week. Najee Harris looked slow as hell. I saw the play in real time, and I saw like the clip posted on Twitter after. So slow, man. Like that's crazy. I could have swore he was good last year. I mean, my two homies told me not to draft him, who are Steelers fans. They were like, nah, he's trash. Yeah. Watching that game last week, they were not wrong. Honestly. The Steelers need somebody else. Younger and quicker. I don't know. But anyway, on to the Monday night games. I know some people haven't really been digging it, but I really enjoyed it, especially because I was off last Monday. I like the doubleheader Monday night games. Like it's pretty dope to me. So it's a 2-0 matchup. The Philadelphia Eagles at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I did not see this coming. I did not see the Buccaneers starting off the season 2-0. Like, shout out to Baker Mayfield. I don't know where the hell this Baker was. Like, I wish he would have showed up last year on the Panthers, but that's just how my luck runs. You know, whenever a star joins my team, whoever that may be, they're never themselves. All the fucking, old superstars the Mavericks get, they're washed as soon as they come to the Mavericks. Like, they never fucking perform like they did wherever they were before. I want to be surprised if fucking Kyrie gets injured this season or some shit. Like, it's just how it works for me and my teams. So I'm not really shocked, that he's going off, because I feel like I remember saying, I watch him, he's gonna go off now since he's not with the Panthers. And yeah, that's what's happening. Like, they look pretty good. Mike Evans looks like he's Mike Evans from like 5 years ago. Like, the Buccaneers look pretty damn good. I'm genuinely shocked. This was actually a hard game to pick. Another one hard. I've had a few of them this week. I was like, shit, this could go either way, and I still feel that way today. But I think the Eagles will squeak it out like they did against the Vikings. I have them winning 34-30. But like I just said, I feel like the Buccaneers could steal this. I feel like they could pull the shocking upset and beat the Eagles. The Buccaneers always play well on Monday Night Football. I remember the early 2000s. They had some of the most entertaining Monday Night Football games. So I feel like this is going to be a very entertaining matchup. I'm looking forward to it. But like I said, I have the Eagles squeaking out a really close game. I think it's going to be good. And then the last game of the week, the LA Rams at Cincinnati Bengals. So another shocking record so far in the season. The LA Chargers 0-2 and the Cincinnati Bengals 0-2. I thought they would at least have one win at this point. Like, that's genuinely shocking. I kind of feel like going into this game, it would have been more realistic for me for the Rams to be 0-2 and the Bengals to be 1-1 at least. So I'm shocked at these records. And honestly, I'm choosing the Rams over the Bengals 27-17. I feel like this week the Bengals still aren't going to get their shit together. I feel like they're going to be a little closer to getting their shit together. I feel like Jamar Chase might go for 100 yards, but I still don't think they're going to click. Like, the whole team's going to click like they usually do. I have it 27-17 for the LA Rams. The Rams have surprised me as well, how well they played and how well they are playing so far. But yeah, no, I don't know. This season has been crazy, and it's just barely fucking started. I don't know. I feel like a Dolphins 49ers Super Bowl is extremely plausible by just how everyone else is playing. Yeah, but I'm not going to jump to conclusions. As we've seen in the first 2 weeks of the season, anybody can get hurt at any time. Like, I did not see the Trayvon Diggs injury coming. Like, that fucking sucks, man. But yeah, good luck to everyone's teams except the Seattle Seahawks. I hope the Panthers prove me wrong. I hope Andy Dalton goes back to 2006. Was that when he was at TCU? Like 06, 07, 08, one of those years. Hope Andy Dalton goes back to TCU Dalton. Probably not going to happen, though. The Seahawks probably going to run all over the Panthers, TBH. But yeah, enjoy week 3. I'm sorry. It's been a long day personally for me. So yeah, enjoy football. I will see y'all next week. Hope y'all enjoyed.